Alrighty, Jan, so you know on March 29th we're going to have four constitutional amendments on the ballot, but there is one that we are particularly interested in, which is Amendment 2. Can you explain exactly what Amendment 2 is, how we got here, and what's in front of the voters?
Well, we don't have enough time to go through everything that's in this amendment because it's 115 pages long. This was an amendment that rewrites Article 7 of the state constitution, the longest article in the state constitution that deals with taxes and spending. So it's a very complicated amendment. I think voters really need to take some time to understand that. I urge them to go to our website. But in general, I think it does a few things that are fairly harmful. In the broadest sense, this amendment takes power away from the people of Louisiana and gives more of that power to their politicians. But it does a couple of particularly harmful things, I think. One of them is what they call a government growth limit that they put in there. This is a formula that says no matter how much revenue the state gets, only a certain amount of it can be spent on ongoing programs. That may sound good to some voters, but I think in practical terms that means that it's going to be harder to give teachers the pay raise they deserve. It's going to be harder to invest in programs like early childhood education. It's going to be much harder to provide the kind of ongoing services that people, especially people with low incomes, need in order to reach their full potential. So it's got that. Another thing I think people need to understand is it eliminates a lot of savings accounts and funds that we have in state government that voters created over the years. And these funds help support ongoing educational programs. It supports early childhood education, K through 12 public schools, colleges, another fund that supports transportation projects. It eliminates these funds and spends those things, these one-time savings account dollars on ongoing programs and operations. And that's going to make it harder for Louisiana to balance its budget in future years. It's going to make it harder to support services in the out years just to satisfy some short-term political concerns. So there's a lot of big problems with this amendment. I think voters really need to take their time to educate themselves about what's really in here.
That's so great to hear. And I know one of the talking points we're hearing is that this would make Louisiana thrive, right? We have these tax changes we have made will push us up. We'll see growth. We'll see businesses. But what really should we be doing if we wanted to make Louisiana thrive?
That's a great question. And look, let's start with the premise that nobody would defend everything that's in our Constitution and nobody would defend everything that's in our tax code. But in general, the things that businesses look for is educated workers, safe communities, good transportation networks, places with good schools. We don't have those things in Louisiana, at least not enough of those things. We have some great public schools. We have some great roads and bridges, just not enough of them. And those are the things that we buy with our tax dollars. So I think if we want the kind of economy that I think anybody and everybody in Louisiana wants to see, the way to get there is not to kind of keep slashing and slashing and burning state government, but to actually invest in the kinds of programs and services that people need to be successful. If we all have access to good schools, to safe, to good health care, to affordable, accessible, good transportation networks, that is going to create the kind of employment base that companies look for. And then I think a lot of this growth will happen organically.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is what we want to see. So if you are a voter or just a resident of Louisiana watching this video right now, what should they be doing between now and March 29th?
Well, I think you need to pay attention to all four of the amendments on the ballot. There are four amendments. I think all of them have some serious concerns about them and really would cumulatively would take our state in the wrong direction. So voters need to educate themselves. This is going to be a low turnout election. It's expected to be. It's on a Saturday in March. When most voters aren't used to voting on constitutional amendments. That means that if you go to the poll, your vote actually counts more because you're a part of a smaller pie. So educate yourself, go to the polls, and really think about what kind of Louisiana you want going forward. If you want a Louisiana with strong schools where with balanced budgets that don't shortchange healthcare and education and transportation programs, then I think you probably need to look at Amendment 2 and think, is this a direction we want to go in?
I mean, I think that is a very good way to summarize this. So for all of you watching, remember the election is on March 29th. You can go to our website at investlouisiana.org and read more about what this amendment does and how you can stay involved in the system.